not like hitting my face.
Yeah.
What's up?
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Maikon Show, the greatest show in the whole wide world. Today, I'm here with the very wise, amazing mother. I feel like I can learn a lot from her, and you guys can as well. I'm here with Cyndee Santos. How you doing? How's life?
Good. It's different. Complicated.
Why is that?
I've just changed everything up. It was working on paper.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel good.
Why is that?
Well, I had my Facebook live show and my radio show, and I was going to college, and I was an honor student and worked at the college, and I was going to the gym and being a single mom and doing all the things on paper. I should have been happy and content, and I just wasn't working for me. So I just stopped it all. I'm still going to school, but everything else, I just kind of pivoted.
Do you think sometimes a lot of people don't do that? That's why they fall into a depressive mood and they don't know what to do. And they feel like life is bad to them because they just don't move on.
People don't want to build and then rebuild or like break it down. For me, building that audience, and I had consistency and I had people who were counting on me. It was really hard to be like, it's just not working right now. I've got to put it down. Sorry if I disappoint you. If the next thing I try I may fail at, it might not be as good. Like, you never know, but I can't stay in that spot of this isn't working and I'm just gonna give up on life. I can't do that. So for me, it's not even a question. I've done this a lot of times before. When I was younger and I was dancing or modeling, I just would get good at something and kind of be succeeding at it and then realize like, all right, like check mark, I did it and now I'm ready for what's next. I just want to keep growing and I want to be happy. So I'll look at something and I'll be like, that could be it. And then I'll try it. And if it's not, or it might be for a little bit, it might be like the perfect thing for me. I'm super happy. And then I grow because of that. And I learn the lessons and I become a new person. And then I'm no longer at that same frequency. I'm no longer matching with those things. And then I have to keep going. And that's hard.
People let that character take over them. And then they feel like they can't control it. Whatever that character does, they have to keep doing it. And that gets tiring.
They pick an avatar. Like, all right, I need to pick who I am. And then they like stay there. It's like, well, how about you be diverse? A little bit more complicated. People are scared to fail. They're scared to try. And they're just kind of overall scared. It's not my jam. I'm scared sometimes. Some of the things that I do, it's scary, but I don't let that stop me. That's not a contributing factor to my decision. It's like, will this make me happy? Will this be good for my little family, me and my boys? Will this be something that'll help me grow or achieve my next goal? Not whether or not it's intimidating or scary. I just deal with that when it comes. If it's like a big situation, like an actual scary situation, that just shuts off. And I just like, my emotions take a backseat to like my inner soul or intention or power or whatever that is. And then that takes the driver's seat. So if I'm like really scared about something, I actually go numb.
You kind of hide by going numb?
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's good in like emergency situations. Like last year, we were camped on a volcano and it was on fire. And we had to escape. I was camping and I had to pack everything up really fast and get my kids out of there as the sun was going down. And it was just super scary. And if I got too scared, I wouldn't be able to drive. It was actually a dangerous drive. I had to, because I go out like off road, like up into nowhere. So it's like, it was hard to see with all the smoke and then the sun going down. And if I were to allow my fear to control that, then it'd be dangerous. I have to just put that to the side and then just do. And then when it's over, then the emotions come and I make sure I allow that. I make sure that I give space, like, okay, there's got to be some type of emotion. And then I allow myself to feel those things. And then it's healthy. If you just pent everything up and hide from it all the time, then no. It's just sometimes that's appropriate. It's not always appropriate to get scared, especially when my kids are counting on me. They look at me to say, is everything okay? And if I'm crying or whatever, like that's my main thing is like, be calm. They were calm enough that they fell asleep in the back seat. And that's how I knew I did a good job. Because if I was panicking, they would not have fallen asleep. They would have been scared. But I'm just like crying silently.
Where are you from, Cyndee?
I was born in Provo, but I moved around my whole life.
P-Town.
Yeah. Actually, my dad just took us yesterday to the apartment that I was born in. Yeah, and he was showing my kids. I was the only one of 6 kids born out of the hospital with a midwife, all natural, that's so me. I totally would have chosen that.
How were you as a kid growing up?
Oh, stubborn, always in dresses and playing with babies or baby dolls.
Oh.
Just like wanting to be a mom, just fantasizing about one day being a woman.
So you always wanted to be a mom?
Oh, yeah. That was
That's
like my
cool.
main goal. Everyone's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, a mom.
And why is that?
I'm just very feminine in nature, a very nurturing person. I've got that mother vibe. Even before I became a mom, people called me the mother because I just
Took care of everybody else?
Yeah, and I just naturally, it's my instinct to see babies and take care of them, or even men, like just to nurture and spread my feminine energy, I guess. But being a mom's the best thing I ever did and the hardest.
Dang, I bet.
It's so hard.
Oh, I don't even want to get started on that.
Yeah.
I feel like being a mom is one of the most strongest jobs you can ever do. It really is a forever love. Where'd you go to high school here?
I went to Logan High. I only lived in Provo for a few months after I was born. I moved back in my 20s for maybe like a year. I've lived in like 45 places or something. I just moved my whole life. Yeah.
Why so much moving?
My mom is not the best with finances and whatnot. I mean, she's very in her feminine energy, and that's the masculine side. She was always a stay-at-home mom. So in between husbands, we'd move a lot. Or like if she got married, we'd move to a new place. And then it just became my normal. I learn really quickly and get understimulated in an area if I'm too docile. And I'm used to making new friends and learning new things. So that was just what I grew up with. And so as an adult, I just kept that going and just kept moving. Like I said earlier, people are scared to leave the situation. I'm not, because I've moved so many times.
Moving a lot does help. I feel like to understand that it's moving on is quick. Since a little kid, I had been moving from country to country, from state to state. And it's just, you don't really feel like you need to keep a certain character because you already went through that. You already destroyed yourself in one place and then had to rebuild in another place. This crazy process. You grow up with it and you always want to do it. It's fun. It's what excites you. After high school, what did you do?
I partied. Honestly, the first few years, I just wanted to get that out of my system. I was raised super strict LDS, and I didn't drink caffeine till 17.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and I didn't, start hanging out around men. So I was like 18. And so between 18 and 22, I just kind of did whatever and traveled a lot and partied and had fun and worked in the party industry, like at clubs and stuff like that. And so my whole world kind of revolves around that for a few years. Got it out of my system. By the time I was 22, I was like abstinent from most things.
18 or 22 is like a golden age. That's exactly who I was.
Yeah.
18 to 22, my life changed. And then at 23, that's when I was like, let me fix everything I did, And I started fixing it, and then I became who I am today. But it's a hard process.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that it's still to this day is fun. But a lot of times it's fun because you're pure in mind. And you don't understand what kind of things could happen if you keep doing that life. You can make really bad mistakes if you keep doing that. I feel bad for people out here 30, 40, still going hard. It's like, how?
You don't recover as fast. And
you don't.
And if you build a life, you've got things to lose.
Yeah, you can lose it in a night.
Yeah. Every few months or a couple times a year, I'm like, I just need to be responsible in a responsible-ish way, not like how I used to, because some bad things did happen for sure. And I still have to deal with those consequences. But now, being a mom, the consequences would be infinitely worse. So I just have to be really careful, and finding a babysitter, all that, it's really hard. So it's got to be worth it. I knew a lot of guys in my early 20s that they were in their 40s. They got married out of high school, super, LDS. They did all of the right things. They built a career and they have a home and everything, but they have that urge that they never quenched. And so they become 45, they get divorced. Now they start going to the bar, buying everybody drinks, taking all these 20-year-olds on their boats and stuff like that. And a lot of them ended up messing up everything that they built because they didn't get that out when they had nothing to lose. Like when I was partying, I didn't have a job or, money to like waste or a family to disappoint. And when you see an 18-year-old falling over drunk, it's like, oh, well, they're young and inexperienced. When you see a 45-year-old who's inexperienced at drinking and they're falling over, it's
depression.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
After you went through your crazy phase, your partying phase, you were able to have two beautiful children, right?
Yeah. So after that, I got that out of my system, and a lot of like the materialistic wants of like money and beauty and popularity, that was like my goal. And then through those years, I attained those things and realized that I've never been unhappier, and none of those things actually do bring happiness. So the next 10 years, I've been dedicating my life to self-improvement and gaining enlightenment as much as you can, in this human form, but focusing on healing, and then realizing too more of my role of like, okay, I'm here to heal others as well, and I can use all these things to heal. So I've just been doing that. And then in that adventure, part of it was becoming a mother, and now I'm nurturing and healing these 2 young boys.
It's been a great time. What do you got to tell the people? Where can they find you?
If you want to see my Facebook Live videos, they're still on my Facebook. I'm Cyndee Santos, Cyndee.
Hey.
I got to spell that out. They're going to spell it wrong. And then my radio show and stuff, that's at Ask Cyndee on Facebook. And then I'm probably going to come out with a new show soon, or maybe a book, maybe like a blog. Maybe I'm just going to write. So I'll come out with something soon.
Hey.
So stay tuned. We'll see what I feel like.
I'm happy for you. I feel like you're doing what you love. You're doing what your intuition.
Intuition. Yeah. That's a new word.
Yeah,
I was like, you were going to like patent that. Copyright.
Yeah, dude, you're following your gut. You're following your intuition. And I'm happy for you. I'm so glad you came here. You hung out. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us.
Yeah.
And you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us right now.
Yes, thank
and
you.
We're just connecting and we're having fun. So yeah, thank you, Cyndee. You're amazing.
Thank you.
May the universe bless you. Abundance.
Thank you.
Abundantly? Is that what it's called?
Abundantly.
Yes. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for pulling up again to Maikon Show. It's been a great time. I hope you guys go to sleep early. Stop wasting your time.
Make moves.
Yeah, make moves. Stop wasting your time.
Don't be scared to drop it all and start again.
Pivot. Be yourself, love yourself, and keep living life to the fullest. Love y'all. Peace out.